Good morning. Craig here with you this morning. Well, actually, Craig and Kiwi. She wanted to be a part of it too today. I was reading a crazy story about a guy who, one of the things I've always wanted to do is I've always wanted to skydive. Don't know why, just always felt like it was something that would be a lot of fun. And so it was something I always wanted to try. But I read about a guy this morning who he did the craziest of crazies when it comes to skydiving. He skydived without a parachute. Didn't have a wingsuit either. He jumped from 25,000 feet and landed in a 100 square foot net. He was traveling at 120 miles an hour, terminal velocity, jumped from 25,000 feet, landed in a 100 by 100 square, or a 100 by 100 foot net, I believe it was. Anyhow, landed in a net. And that sounds absolutely insane, except for the fact that this guy was a seasoned parachute jumper with over 18,000 jumps to his name. He practiced, he's 45 years old, and he practiced multiple times using a chute to hit a much smaller target on his jumps, so that he said after, I forget how many pre-jumps that he made using a parachute, and he wouldn't open the chute until like 1,000 feet before he hit the ground. So he was right on target with even a smaller target, and he practiced it over and over and over again. And he said, it just goes to show you what you can accomplish if you do the right preparation and if you do the right study and prepare yourself properly. I still think he's a little crazy. But the point he's making makes a good point for Christians. A lot of times we limit ourselves. We say, I can't do that. I can't teach in that Bible school, or I can't help with that youth group, or I can't help with that camp, or I can't go on that mission trip, or the list goes on and on and on and on and on. The average person needs to be asked something like 7 times before they'll agree to do something. But the truth of the matter is, we're capable of a lot more than we give ourselves credit for. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, beginning in verse 24, Paul is writing to the Corinthians, and he says, do you not know that those who run in a race all run, but one receives the prize? Run in such a way that you may obtain it. And everyone who competes for the prize is temperate in all things. In other words, they train, they prepare themselves. Now they do it to obtain a perishable crown. He said they do it just to get this prize for running a race. But when we serve the Lord, when we do things, we do it for an imperishable crown. We do it for something that is eternal, has eternal value, eternal consequence. So he says in verse 26, therefore I run thus, not with uncertainty. I fight not as one who beats the air. He said, now he's pretending to be a boxer. He's acting like he's a boxer. And he said, I don't just go out there swing wildly, but I discipline my body and bring it into subjection, lest when I have preached to others, I myself should become disqualified. In other words, Paul says, in my service to God, as I'm serving God, I prepare. I make sure that I'm ready for what I'm doing. I don't want to just be flailing around out there. And I think a lot of the times the reason that people don't do service, they're unwilling to go to New York City and work in a homeless shelter, or they're unwilling to go pack boxes at Christmas time, or they're unwilling to pack boxes with Samaritan's Purse, or they're unwilling to go on a disaster response someplace, or they're unwilling to teach in their church, or they're unwilling to, you name it, unwilling to serve. It boils down to simply this: they don't want to put the time in to prepare themselves so that they're ready to do the job that needs to be done. There's no limit to what you can do. If a man can hit a 100-foot square net from 25,000 feet, we can do just about anything if we prepare. And that means you too. Well, looks like it's going to be a beautiful day today. Unfortunately, I'm going to spend most of the day sitting at the computer in a conference, Zoom conference, but still, I'll have an opportunity this afternoon to get out. My time's about gone. Listen, I hope you have a great day today. I hope it's a day filled with blessing, and I hope you'll think about how you can prepare to be used of God to accomplish something of eternal value. I'll talk to you later. God bless.